first question is going to be centered around, where did your Philadelphia theater journey start? If you could think back to when that started for you.
Wow. My Philadelphia theater journey. Okay. Because I didn't even know or think about theater until I got to college. Theater was not the thing I did in high school. I was in the choir.
Okay.
And the marching band and the senior orchestra.
Checks out.
Okay. But when I got to college, things changed up just a little bit. I came home for a winter break, and a friend of mine called up and said, I'm working at this theater downtown. Do you want to come see a play? And I said, sure. And the theater he was working at was the Wilma Theater when it was on Sansom Street. The play was called The Hairy Ape by Eugene O'Neill. I knew nothing about that. Directed by Blanca Ziska. I came to see that play, and it was the most visceral experience I have ever had. The theater was small, and to me, for that space, the stage was huge. There were men in the belly of a ship. I could smell the sweat. That's the thing I remember the most about it. I remember leaving the theater thanking my friend, but saying, wow, that's theaters like that? Oh, I didn't realize theater could be like that. It was just so alive, and I wanted to know everything there was to know about it. And I kind of just filed that away. Went back to school, everything's cool. When I graduated, I got a job at the Crossroads Theatre in New Brunswick, New Jersey. But another friend from school got a job here at home at the Wilma as the production manager. And he would call and go, you gonna come work for me? No. I went to school with you. I don't want to work for you. And that was a little thing that we had. He would call me off and on. And I'm like, hi, this is so funny. Well, in the fall of 1996, he called me and said, I need a favor. What do you mean you need a favor? We're moving into a new building and my stage manager just quit. Can you come do the first show in our new space? Because I think this is something you could really be good at. We need you, because Crossroads had 2 years before moved into a brand new theater from the ground up in New Brunswick.
So he knew you was
He said, so I need you. He never said that before. So then I'm like, oh, Philly, I'm living in Jersey. Sorry, everybody. I'm living in Jersey. Commuting to Philly. My son's in high school. Okay. Let me figure this out. Yes. The short answer is yes. We'll figure it out. So I commuted to Philadelphia to do Arcadia by Tom Stoppard in the Wilma Theater's brand new building on the corner of Broad and Spruce. It's like, wow, this is a nice building. Okay. Some things I'm not sure why y'all did it that way, but it's okay. This is pretty nice. I'm having a really good time here. Yuri Ziska directed it. And just as we were about to close, Blanca said, well, I'm doing the second show. Are you going to stage manage for me? Oh, I didn't know that was an option. Neil had said, I need you to do the first show. Sure. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. And I told my son, okay, I'm going to do another one. And we're going to be fine. I know this commute is hard. I don't see you as much, but I trust you. You're a good kid. High school, we're good, right? Yeah. Did that second show, and that third show was about to roll around, and my son brought home a D. He'd never done that before. And I went, oh, this is what happens when you're not there every minute. And they offered me that third show, and everything in me was like, you know you want to do this this gig, do the gig, take the gig. And everything in me was saying, yeah, go ahead. Take that gig if you want. Come home and you're going to be able to find that kid. And I turned it down. I stayed in New Brunswick because I was like, listen, this, okay, me and you got to talk. Mm-hmm. This ain't how this go. Okay, and I realized, single parent, raising a young black male child in America, I don't want to be on your neck, but your mama's on your neck because I need you to make it.
Yeah.
I need you to survive. I need you to get through school and on to the next thing because you're that smart. It's in you. I don't want you to believe all the noise that's telling you, well, you ain't really going to be able to do nothing. Well, you ain't really smart. I know that you are. I know your people. Okay? I know you smart. Yeah. So mama's home. Mama's not going nowhere. Mama's right here. Let's go. And lo and behold, I get a call from Blanca. There's one more show for that season. Would you please consider coming to do the last show with me? She was directing. Oh, God, what am okay, listen. To my son, I said, I got to take this job. This is a really good job. Mm-hmm. I've always said to you, anything I do for the both of us. But I can't take this job if you're going to act a fool. So we got to work it out right here, right now. I said, we made a pact. When you were 6 years old, we made a pact. I'm the parent. You're the child. I have to win. Know that everything I do, I will do for you, because of you. But I have to win. So you have to help me. Mm-hmm. You have to be a good kid. I need you to be the kid that I know you are. I got to take this job. It will be better for us if I do. I took the job. Last show of the season. So much fun. Finished it up. I was like, okay, done. Mm-hmm. And my friend Neil, the production manager, called me to his office and said, oh, by the way, I've been instructed to offer you next season. And I was like, oh my God, they want me to come back and do another show. That is so cool. And he went, you are not listening to me. I didn't say, I need you to come back and do a show. I said, I've been instructed to offer you next season. All 4 shows. Okay. My son is going to hate me for the rest of his life. Because guess what, baby? We got to move to Philly. Because I cannot commute from New Jersey anymore. Because what I would do is I would daily commute until we got to Tech Week. And then Tech Week, I would stay in the city. I would stay with my mother for that week and ask my friends to babysit my teenage son. Which God bless them for never turning me down. But that's like, that ain't even right. That ain't nowhere near right. That's wrong. That's so wrong. But these are the people that I loved and who loved me, proving it by doing that for me. But I was like, we got to move. And, true to form, I was ruining his life. He doesn't know anybody. How am I going to do this, Mommy? Why are you doing this to me? All the classic things. But we came to Philly. He transferred here. Oh my goodness. What? He made new friends. Imagine that. He graduated from high school in Philadelphia. And I have been here ever since. Because what I came to learn and feel and realize coming home, because that's essentially what I did, was always the thing that I was going to do sooner or later. Because what we do here, how we do it here, the theater community in Philadelphia, I love them. Yeah. I have always loved them. Once I realized what was here and what we have here. Yeah. Learning the history of, that once upon a time, Philadelphia was the place where plays started on their way to New York. Mm-hmm. And then whenever it happened, I don't know the true history, but whenever it happened that Philadelphia realized they didn't need New York to validate themselves, what they were doing is good, has always been good. Yeah. So they don't need to actually go anywhere else. And then being at the Wilma Theater with Blanca Ziska when she realized if we don't support and invest in the artists that are in Philadelphia, they are going to continue to leave because they are being made to believe that in order for them to be successful, they have to leave. When so many folks just want to stay here where they either grew up or they went to school or they love the people that are here and they want to do their work here. Mm-hmm. So being with her when she started the whole idea of the Hot House Company and what that meant to invest in Philadelphia artists, to help them figure out a way to get more training, to get better work, to stay here, to raise families. There's a moment, hopefully, that everybody gets to have when they realize they are exactly where they are supposed to be. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Where do you see the future of Philadelphia theater heading? What are some of your hopes and dreams, and what are some of your fears?
Yeah. That's a good one, because that's kind of where I'm living right now. Because as I said, I turned 65. And that has been a revelation for me. And even coming here today, I started thinking about something. I was laughing at myself. Because because you've been at the Wilma now. Oh yeah, it's close to 30 years. And then I went, oh wait. But there was stuff I did before I even got to the Wilma. And I stopped. Because I was like, okay, you have been a stage manager for almost 40 years. Whoa, how? Who even knew that was going to happen? Who even thought that was possible in the moment that you decided theater was going to be the thing that you did? You didn't even know what that meant or how that was actually going to work. And here it is, almost 40 years later, and you're still here. So what are you waiting for? What is left for you to do? And I'm like, right, okay. So the hope is that there is less for me personally to do, because I have opened enough doors for other folk to come on in and pick up the reins. That's my hope. My hope is that there are still young people who want to be stage managers. My hope is that we will continue to be brave enough to tell the stories that nobody wants to hear because of the pain or the trauma that may be associated with that particular story. But the truth of that story cannot be denied. So please don't run away from the hard things. Please don't stop wanting to tell the ugly stories or the dark stories, because they too have to come to the light if we are going to change anything. I worry about the exhaustion. I worry about how much we have to put forth in order to be heard, be seen. It's a lot of energy that goes into, but this story right here, why are we pushing this one to the back of the pile? Why are we not talking about what's happening to Indigenous women? Or why are we not talking about the fact that our children are still being taught less than? Why are we not talking about the fact that it's still hard being black in America. Mm-hmm. No matter what they keep trying to tell us. Yes. We have come a long way. We have done so much. Things are quote unquote better. But there is still so much more that needs to be brought into the light. We are so, oh my God, we are so much more than the boxes we are still trying to be put into. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that there are folks behind me that just want to do this because it's fun, because they learn things, because they can teach things, because they can share things, because they can be more than they are in this moment. For me, theater is a healing thing. Theater can also be a destructive thing. Theater can also bring pain. But theater can also bring truth and shed light. It all depends on who's doing it and why. What is the story today, and why did you choose to tell that story? And are you telling that story truthfully to the best of your ability? Mm-hmm. Or are you just telling the story because, well, this might be okay. It might be all right if we talk about this right now. This may be the new fad / trend / well, so-and-so made money when they did it, so why don't we try to do it too? There are so many stories because there are so many people that diversity is an exhausting term, but is a term we must use because we are still trying to explain / understand how many stories there are that should be told. There are so many playwrights, actors, designers, technicians, all of these people who are out there looking for like minds to come together and make magic. Because magic is still there. You just have to find that right potion. You just have to find that right group of wizards to come together. You gotta make that right spell in order to cast that thing so that it does all of the beautiful things it should, can, and must do. So my prayer is that theater in Philadelphia stays truthful, full of life, full of love. If that means edgy, then it's edgy. If it means gritty, then it's gritty. If it's funny, then it's funny. If it's sad, then it's sad. But in all things, it is the truth of that story. That whoever or whatever it is that is trying to be told, that those artists that have signed on to tell that story do that work for the story, not for anybody's name or monetary gain. I get it. I know that there are bills that need to be paid, and so folks need to be making some money. I totally get that. I'm not saying that that's not a real factor, because it is. But also there is something in the actual fighting for the truth to be told by any means necessary. Just, and if that means a new story that's coming, or taking an old story and actually bringing it to where we are now. Because both have merit. I look at a play like Fat Ham, and I am overjoyed at the fact that a story that we are taught, a quote-unquote classic story that a lot of us are taught in school, was brought to a place where anybody today can access it through all kinds of levels, in all kinds of places. That to me is what theater needs to do.
How and what can Theater Philadelphia as an organization do moving forward to continue or to show up better for this community? And where do you see this organization holding space, Philadelphia Theater?
I love Theater Philadelphia. I love Theater Philadelphia for the very fact that it exists. That it is an organization, or it is striving to be an organization that shows up for the Philadelphia theater community. What did it used to be called? The
Theater Culture Alliance.
Yes, right. That there was an idea, somehow to kind of make sure that everybody knew about what was happening in the Philadelphia theater community, and as a result of that, this thing grew out of it called the Barrymore Awards, and somehow that became the purpose of it, which is kind of not right, or kind of, I don't know, maybe sad, because it needs to be more than that, and that's where it lives now. That what we do should not be about a singular award, but what we do should be about what we, that royal we as a whole, are doing.
Yeah.
That we find those ways to acknowledge and support and celebrate what we are doing. And I love that Theater Philadelphia is trying to find ways to educate, find ways to support, find ways to attract younger members of the community to theater, find ways to hold accountable all of us. Because as a community, we talk about the things that we hope will be different and the things we want to be better. But how does that happen?
Yeah.
So Theater Philadelphia is trying to step in and say, we will help you. We will be here to say, these are the things that are happening here in our community. These are the things that we hope can be better. And let's figure out together how to do that. So maybe we'll have a town hall, or maybe we'll have some workshops, or maybe we'll have some seminars to help people find a way to have a conversation, focus a little energy, learn something new about a theater company or a job description, or how do you fundraise / write a grant. All of those things that we are trying to do in order to keep moving theater forward.
Yeah.
I see Theater Philadelphia as that kind of catch-all that says, we're going to try and help you hold all of that. the whole Philly Theater Week thing. Love it. Because again, we are highlighting who we are and what we're doing. I am hoping that that whole Barrymore question can grow into a celebration of what we do and who we are. And it can transition out of becoming a space where individuals are held up and become more of a space where we as a community hold each other up. That we recognize all of it as a whole. And there is no need to distill it down to one person or two people. It is all of it as a whole. I hope and pray that Theater Philadelphia can find the support that it needs in order to stand strong as that umbrella organization for Philadelphia theater. I love the newsletter that comes out every week. That what's on stage. Yeah. Well, because what I learned is, like, I know most of the theaters in this area, quote unquote downtown, but there are so many more theaters, and I didn't have a good grasp of what all was there. And it's like that little thing pops up, and I can see where I got to go to Quintessence. I mean, I knew of it, had heard of it. I had never been there.
He was like, hey,
I've been to Quintessence. I love, even though it's a little far, Bristol Riverside. Okay,
they do some great shows.
This is what I'm saying,
Great
right?
work.
Okay, People's Light, those places that are a little farther out, but they are so worth
the travel
going to, because they are a part of the Philadelphia theater community, and B, they do really good stuff. Oh my God, it's so much fun. So just in terms of having that, what is it, like one-stop shop, that one place that's going to say, we are going to be here to help figure out what we all can do together.
Yeah.
What we all need. That's really good. But it is that thing of what we can all do together. Because if we don't figure out how to do this together, it's not going to be here too long. And theater has survived for centuries, riding whatever that wave is. Of being relevant, being not so relevant, being liked, being disparaged. It has ridden that wave for centuries. So let's not be the ones to help it crash and burn. Let's help it continue to ride that wave. Sometimes some things are going to be great, and this is beautiful, and this is what we do. And some things are going to be not so great, but this is still what we do.
Yeah.
And if we don't hold each other accountable, what is it going to be worth? So I am thankful that Theater Philadelphia exists, because it is striving to help us hold each other accountable and also help us figure out a way to keep moving each other forward, helping us to understand, respect, and love that word community.
Come on.
And be truthful to that word community. Because who makes up this Theater Philadelphia community? Is everyone represented? How do we represent each other? How do we hold each other up? Hopefully, again, Theater Philadelphia can stand strong and not get exhausted, because there's a lot of work to be done. But if we are willing to admit that there's a lot of work to be done, but then roll up our sleeves and get ready to do the work, we gonna be we gonna be all right, y'all. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right.
Yes, yes.
But we gotta look the funky things in the face and say it's funky, okay? But we can also look at the beautiful things and say they're beautiful. Again, it's that working together. It's that finding that space to stand together and speak the truth. Speak all of it, all of it, all of it, all of it. So, yeah, I really, 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 really want Theater Philadelphia to succeed. I think because the more it does, the more we can, again, hold each other accountable, the better we will become, because we will be our real, authentic selves. And we have to. That's what we have to do. That's what we have to want for each other.
Yeah.
And the more we can do that, the better the work will be.